Do you truly want to change your life? Then stop focusing on who you've been. Start focusing on who you want to become. From today forward, act like you are already that person. Speak like them. Walk like them. Decide like them. Because the mind doesn't follow truth. It follows repetition. It believes what you repeatedly tell it. And if you keep thinking, feeling, and choosing like the old version of yourself, you can't expect your life to evolve into something new. Let me ask you something important. What if you knew, without a single doubt, that everything was going to work out for you? How would you behave today if you were absolutely certain that success, love, happiness, all of it, was already on the way? This video is for those brave enough to explore that question. True transformation begins not when you chase who you are, but when you start living as who you're meant to be. Because someone who believes happiness is inevitable walks with clarity and courage. But someone who expects failure pulls away, even at the perfect moment. The difference isn't talent, it's identity. And the first step of that transformation might be a lot simpler than you think. So let me give you a challenge. Write one comment, just one. I'm taking action today. I am the author of my own story. If you've never commented before, this isn't just about typing a sentence. It's about breaking the silence you've been trapped in. Every change starts with a decision. Every powerful identity begins with a small step. Let's begin. Lesson 1. Focus on what you want to strengthen. Whatever you repeat, whether in your thoughts or in your actions, you reinforce. That's not just a motivational quote. It's how your brain works. Every time you act out of fear, every time you tell yourself, "This isn't for me," or "This will never work," your brain listens. It records those words. And soon, your brain starts building a fast lane for those negative thoughts, making them easier and faster to access every single time. This isn't philosophy. This is neuroscience. There's a part of your brain called the reticular activating system, RAS. It acts like a filter. It decides what's worth paying attention to. But it's not objective. It doesn't choose based on facts. It follows your focus. The more you focus on fear, the more proof it finds for your fear. The more you focus on opportunity, the more it reveals. So let me ask you, what has your mind been trained to look for? Doubt, failure, or chances you've never dared to see? Let's look at a simple example. Maybe you've seen someone around you achieve something big, a friend, a cousin, maybe even someone you used to overlook. One day, they said, "I'm going to do this." And inside, you thought, "Yeah, right." That's not how life works. But weeks or months later, you saw them do it. They changed jobs, moved to a new city, started a business, fulfilled a dream they had since childhood. And then you thought, "What about me? I had dreams too. But are those dreams still alive, or are they collecting dust in the back of your mind?" Maybe you've tried. Maybe every time you got close, something went wrong. A sudden expense, a breakup, a mental crash. Maybe you've convinced yourself the timing isn't right, the money isn't enough, or you're just not ready. But let's be honest, maybe the real problem isn't your situation. Maybe the real problem is that you've been waiting for something outside of you to save you. A sign, a boost, a miracle. You waited for someone to hand you permission, but no one came. Because the only person who can give your dream back to you is you, and you haven't moved. The truth is, the people who make their dreams happen aren't always more talented or more lucky, but they do one thing differently. They act like their dream is already real. They walk, think, and choose as if it's done. That subtle shift is powerful. One person quits before they even begin. the other begins before they even start. And life responds to that energy. You don't get what you want. You get what you're mentally prepared for. As Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you that matters. It's how you respond to it." But here's what most people miss. That response begins long before the situation ever shows up. It's built day by day, in the silence of your thoughts, in the direction of your attention, in the decisions you make when no one is watching. If your focus is always on mistakes, problems, and fears, your brain will find more of them. But if you begin acting as the version of you who has already succeeded, your mind will start opening doors you never even knew existed. So pause and ask yourself honestly, what is your mind tuned to right now? Fear or possibility? Doubt or quiet readiness? You don't have to wait for success to show up in your life before you start acting like someone who deserves it. You can begin now by dressing in a way that makes you feel powerful, walking like someone with purpose, and carrying yourself as if your brightest future is already unfolding. And here's the truth. The moment you do, everything begins to shift. People notice it, but more importantly, you notice it, because your brain is always watching. Like a quiet detective, it observes how you behave and updates your self-image accordingly. So when you carry yourself with confidence, speak with clarity, and look others in the eye with calm strength, your brain says, "This must be who we are now," and it adjusts your internal identity to match. That's why these seemingly small gestures, keeping your head high, expressing your thoughts with a clear voice, standing tall even in silence, carry enormous transformative power. These aren't random habits. They're signals to your nervous system that you are in charge. And over time, your body stops pretending and starts believing. As Epictetus wisely said, "No one is truly free who is not master of themselves." And reclaiming mastery over your outer posture is one of the most direct ways to awaken your truest inner self. This isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. This is about aligning with the person you're already becoming. It's about stepping into the version of you that's been waiting patiently to be recognized, to be unleashed. You don't need designer suits or luxury watches. What you do need is a determined gaze, a posture that tells the world, "I know where I'm going." And intentional movements, ones that whisper purpose with every step, because someone who walks with clarity, even if they don't know exactly where the road leads, commands respect without ever asking for it. Take a moment today. Observe how you sit, how you speak, how you move through space. Then ask yourself this vital question. Is this how the future version of me shows up? Or am I still unknowingly walking in the shadow of who I used to be? Remember, true transformation starts with action. And the identity you want to embody? It's simply the natural result of those deliberate actions, repeated over time. Lesson 3. Change the voice inside you. When you're thirsty, you don't wait until your body collapses to drink water. So why do we wait until we're emotionally shattered before offering ourselves kindness and respect? It's time to stop being your own worst critic, because the way you speak to yourself, especially in silence, shapes your entire reality. And sadly, most people never notice how destructive their inner voice has become. They whisper to themselves, "I'm not good enough. I always fail. This isn't for me." And the brain doesn't challenge these thoughts. It records them. It follows them. It becomes them. Repeat a lie long enough, and your mind will file it under truth. This is called neuroplasticity, the science of how your thoughts rewire your brain. So if you truly want to change, you have to start by rewriting the script in your mind. Talk to yourself like you would talk to someone you love. When you make a mistake, don't attack yourself. Say, "That was tough, but I'm learning. I'm still growing." And that counts, because most people don't fail because of a lack of skill. They fail because they've been starved of internal encouragement. Epictetus said it best: your mind becomes exactly what you feed it. Retraining your inner dialogue isn't just a feel-good exercise, it's a neurological reality. Your brain listens to the tone and content of your inner voice and reacts accordingly. So if you call yourself stupid enough times, your brain believes it. But if you say, "I'm improving every day," your brain begins to relax, opens up to possibility, and supports growth. We're not saying you should ignore your flaws or pretend everything's perfect, but tearing yourself down, that doesn't build anything. So be a coach, not a critic. Identify mistakes, yes, but do it with grace. Correct yourself with firm kindness, not shame, because the voice you cultivate today will become the emotional weather of your life tomorrow. And if you want a better future, start with a better conversation with yourself. Say this now, and say it often. I'm changing the voice inside me. I choose to speak with love, focus, and power. Because those who learn to speak to themselves with respect often end up achieving things they once believed were out of reach. Lesson 4. Pay the price in advance. Look at anyone who's living the kind of life you dream of. They all have one thing in common. They started paying the price long before the reward showed up. They didn't wait to feel ready. They didn't wait for guarantees. They chose discomfort over ease, discipline over laziness, and the long-term win over the short-term fix. They got up early. They practiced in silence. They did the boring work when no one was clapping. And that's the truth about real success. It happens when nobody's watching. Ask yourself this: am I acting like the person I want to become, even before I feel like them? If you want to be disciplined, don't wait to feel motivated. Just act as if you already are. Wake up when the alarm rings. Put down the phone and pick up the book. Practice when no one's cheering you on. Because your habits, especially the invisible ones, are building the foundation for the future you. Athletes don't just perform on race day. They rise at dawn when it's cold and quiet. That's where strength is built, in the unseen, uncelebrated hours. As Marcus Aurelius once said, hard things become valuable once they are conquered, and the ones who choose the hard path, on purpose, become the ones who rise above. So stop waiting for success to feel easy. Start doing what your future self will thank you for. Right now. Even if no one's watching. Because every time you sacrifice comfort for growth, you're laying a brick in the house of the life you're destined to live. Lesson 5. Turn obstacles into fuel. Everyone wants to grow, but not everyone wants to be tested. Growth requires challenge. Life won't ask you if you're ready. It will throw you a storm and see what you do with it. And that moment, the one where things feel impossible, that's your crossroads. Retreat or rise. Most people shrink. They assume the universe is against them. They believe they're cursed or unworthy. But the truth is, every obstacle is a threshold. It's not there to stop you. It's there to evolve you. Difficulties reveal who you are. They expose your discipline, your belief, your patience, and if you stop resisting them and start learning from them, they become the most powerful teachers you'll ever meet. Think of a marathon. Everyone starts strong, but the real test comes in the middle. The hills, the pain, the doubt. Some runners slow down, complain, or give up. Others regulate their breathing, find their rhythm, and keep climbing. Because they know that hill is not just a test, it's a filter. It separates the prepared from the passive. You will fall. But the real question is, will you rise? Marcus Aurelius said, "The gods give us not what we want, but what we need in order to grow." Sometimes that comes as a broken plan, sometimes as loss, sometimes as criticism that shakes you. But each one carries a hidden message. What is this moment trying to teach me? Ask that, and you move from victim to master. Overcoming is great, but becoming is what truly changes your life. It's not about avoiding the pain. It's about transforming because of it. Next time something goes wrong, remember this. Life isn't punishing me. Life is preparing me. That mindset changes everything. It gives you the kind of quiet power that no one can take away. And if this journey has meant something to you, if even one line lit up something inside you, don't keep it to yourself. Share this with someone who's ready, because sometimes one sentence at the right time can change an entire lifetime. And to keep growing with us, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and come back for more. The future you? They're already on their way. So meet them halfway, starting today.